Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to a brand new TV show review today here on Max Talks Movies. And today I'm reviewing Season 4 of Big Mouth, which dropped this past Friday on Netflix. It is 10 episodes long, around 27 minutes each episode. Season 4. Before we get into this non-spoiler review, I want to be very clear about that. Non-spoiler review of this past season of Big Mouth. I want to let you guys know in the comment section down below. Let me know your thoughts on this season. If you have already checked out Season 4 of Big Mouth, tell me, is this your favorite season of Big Mouth? Tell me, do you want a Season 5? Do you want this show to continue on going forward? If you haven't checked this one out, tell me, have you even seen Big Mouth? And if you have seen the first 3 seasons, tell me how excited you are for this upcoming season. Once again, this is a non-spoiler review. Best way to support this channel is to hit that like button. Please subscribe, share, comment, do all those things. And also, if you are interested in me doing a spoiler review of this show, of this past season, please let me know in the comment section. The more you guys say you want a spoiler review, I will give you guys a spoiler review, but you guys got to earn that review. So let's get into this non-spoiler review. So I really do love this show. I think there's a lot of, the first 3 seasons for me were really great, really funny. And for a kid who, when the show was going on, when I was in the high school, middle school years, and now freshman in college, checking out this new season, each new season has a new level of relatability for a lot of people. And for me, what makes this season very special to me is because this is probably the most relatable season I've had with the show so far, and the most emotionally invested I've been in the characters thus far in the show. Now, again, this is a non-spoiler review, but I am going to talk about seasons 1 through 3 in spoiler fashion. So if you haven't seen Big Mouth at all, check out those first 3 seasons. They're fantastic. Then come back here. But so this season really picks off right where season 3 ends. Nick and Andrew get into and I'm blocking Nick from my thing here, but Nick and Andrew get into a big fight at the end of the season, and we start at camp where we meet some new characters, Seth Rogen, John Oliver's characters for the first couple of episodes, and Nick and Andrew are not on good terms. Jessie at this point is living in the city, and she's not seeing any of her friends, and she's going through some stuff. Missy has probably her best character arc of the entire season, of the entire show this season, about that her mom's white, her dad's black, and where she fits into which racial class and where she fits into that order. And I think it's really fascinating, her character this season. Jay and Lola have their own unique storyline. They are the dynamic duo that I did not expect the show would bring to us, and I thought they were easily hilarious. But that's where the show is at this point. Also, Matthew is pretty deep in his relationship at the moment, and he's battling if his mom's pretty against it, and they kind of go back and forth that as well this season. So there's a lot going on this season, once again, with all these characters, and there's a lot of new characters. And the big difference with this season compared to any other season, that the protagonist of this season are these anxiety mosquitoes that affect a lot of the characters this season. And again, on a personal level for me, this really passed, since we've been in the pandemic, my anxiety has kind of gone through the roof a lot. And this season really hit really close to home with the effect of anxiety for these kids. And now, obviously, it's more in a cartoonish, funny way with the anxiety mosquitoes, but a lot of what happens to the characters as a result of their anxiety do really hit home for me as well at a very relatable level. And I thought that was very well done. The idea of anxiety had to come through, and it's a new addition to the show that I think was very necessary, because a lot of the characters are going through a lot. Obviously, Nick and Andrew are not on good terms. Jessie has a lot of anxiety about going to this very private school, very professional school in the city, and why she misses her friends. And Missy's going through a lot personally as well. So there's just a lot going on, and this anxiety brings out some bad stuff in these characters and a lot of good stuff in these characters as well. As I said, Seth Rogen and John Oliver are new characters. There's also a new character that's getting a lot of discussion in the first 2 episodes of the show, who I really enjoyed. Don't want to spoil the character for you, but a really fun character. Really relatable character as well. There's just a lot going on. I think this season does execute for me a lot of emotional. I was always at times not taking the show too seriously, which is what you're supposed to do. But then this season has a lot of emotional beats to it, especially with Matthew's character and the Nick and Jessie dynamic, as well as Missy. They all have pretty emotional storylines going on this season. While, of course, this show is 95% not taking itself seriously, there are some glimpses of taking itself seriously, because these things that these kids go through is what actual kids go through. And obviously, it is based off of Nick Kroll and Andrew Goldberg's life as kids, but this does hit home for me, and I talked to a lot of my friends about the show already. And this season as well, a lot of they pinpoint some characters that really hit them hard relatably, and I think that the show masters that in season 4. Again, all the voice work is great. Nick Kroll, again, brings it back to his characters of Coach Steve is back in a very minor role. You have Nick, you have the Jansen twins, you have Maury, you have Badminton is back in the season as well. Just a phenomenal job, again, voice acting from Nick. As well, again, John Mulaney, Jesse Klein, Jenny Slate, who probably will be back for the last season this season. So if you really like Jenny Slate, I believe this is her last season doing the character. And I don't want to get into that. I think that's a topic for a completely different discussion. But yeah, Jenny Slate's back doing a good job as well. Jordan Peele, Maya Rudolph. As I said, Rogan and Oliver have great characters in this season. Zach Galifianakis has a character that is new to the show, and he does a great job bringing that character to life. Again, the voice cast, Fred Armisen, there's just great voice acting across the board. And again, Jason Mantzoukas as well. And again, Jay is my favorite character of the entire show, and his dynamic with Lola is easily the best part of the season for me as a comedic level. I laugh every time they're on screen together. And so this is also probably the dirtiest season of the show thus far. And for some people that's the one issue that people have with the show, is that it's gone a little too far. And I actually enjoyed that about the show. It goes too far, but stays in that realm of relatability for kids for when you were growing up. And I think that that's what the show absolutely masters. It is the dirtiest season, but I was all for that. Was it disturbing at times? Of course it was. It's this show in animated form. But I think it absolutely nails what it's like to be an 8th grade kid, really. And I think they actually master that as well. I do have some issues with the show. Some episodes are a little too felt too off the mark for me. Meaning that we have these episodes where we have these storylines cutting through, and then we have this one episode where there's a big break in the flow of the season just to do this one big subplot, and I wasn't a huge fan of the episode itself. It was a good episode, but I wanted to continue some storylines, and we took an episode break, which is okay, I guess, but I wasn't a huge fan of. Also, there are a lot of songs this season, and not a lot of them hit home for me. Some did, but some didn't. And when a song doesn't hit for you, it just doesn't hit for you. And I think some of the songs just did not work for me. But as a whole, guys, Big Mouth Season 4, I'm going to give a 4 out of 5 stars and 82%. I really love this show. I also believe that this is the best season of Big Mouth that we've gotten so far. I really love this season. I love the show, too. Really, it's really at an 85% for me. I'll go 85% because I really do love this show. I love the voice cast. They are obviously setting up for a Season 5, and I can't wait to cover that as well. So once again, guys, if you really enjoyed this review of Big Mouth that I did, please hit that like button, comment, share, subscribe, and ring that bell if you like movie reviews, Netflix reviews, TV show reviews. I do streaming platform reviews and movie rankings. If you're interested in all that, please subscribe and ring that bell for notifications. Also, if you are interested in me doing a spoiler review of this season, you want me to dive into the characters themselves, spoiler fashion, please leave a comment. The more you guys leave comments about that, I will do a spoiler review. So once again, guys, thank you for watching my Season 4 non-spoiler review of Big Mouth. I'll see you guys very, very soon.